1. M.O.A.T. Outline. By Billy McBride. 2. Copyright 2010, by William McBride. ISBN 978-0-557-68121-1. 3. Everyday Life. Individual sea metal sculptures. All of M.O.A.T., the Monumental Outrageousness Around Texas, tourist attractions, are metal. 4. Only one shape is made, and it repeats itself 120 times 4 pairs of 60. It is made of uncolored I-beams. 5. Individuals may go to another county in Texas since there are 254 designs to visit, one per county. People have the freedom to walk around the shapes on many open acres. 6. Growth. 1996 Stereotomy. 1997 Individual worm fence shapes. 7. 1997 M.A.T., the Monuments Across Texas, idea with a non-profit organization. 2002 I-beam idea. 8. 2010 M.O.A.T. idea, the Monumental Outrageousness Around Texas, beginning. 2010 code idea. 9. Fine integration. Easy to use equipment. Helping coordination. 10. Choreography. Teamwork. 11. One day built in 6 hours. Keeping the constructors refreshed. 12. Goods and values, fundraising. Light grace. Have presentation in order. 13. Study. Patience. 14. Show and tell. Like an angel. 15. Clarity, M.O.A.T. aesthetics. Perspective. Contact. 16. Focus. Object identification. 17. Patience. Courage. 18. Liberalism, non-profit organization. Board of Directors. Mission statement. 19. Budget. Direction. 20. Offices. Staying in touch. 21. Invention. Coat, pronounced coat, a charitable clothing and gift company which donates at least 60% of its profits to victims of schizophrenia, cancer, AIDS, and rape. Monuments, 254 public art spiral sculptures. 22. Outrageousness happens as a result of M.O.A.T. with coat, the choreography. Around, in 254 counties. 23. Texas, contains 254 counties. M.O.A.T., pronounced M.O.A.T., Monumental Outrageousness Around Texas as the name of the public art organization. 24. Abstractive designs. An open wrap wall of stripes in a worm fence design. Without interior walls. Individual floor plan orthogonal, either one shape or its mirror. 25. No rooftop, open to the sky. Orthogonal zigzagginess of each variation of a polygon. Wrap. Parameters average 18 or so right angle turns. 26. Numbers, 6 for stripes, 120 high, 120 monuments to a spiral, 60 cabin pairs, 50 feet longest length separated, and 50 feet individual longest length max. An opening for each. 27. Scientific unity, organizing project components of a monument. Piles are marked. Construction team goes to pile. 28. Mobile cranes lift the I-beams to stack on a foundation. Crew goes around stacking according to the blueprint, which they trained and prepared to comply to. 29. Some constructors who finish early help out the rest. Project can be done in a day with hundreds of workers. 30. Social arts, monument set of 120. Activate designing by working with an architect and engineers. Activate fundraising by bulk emails, writing to sponsors. C.E.O.S, etc. 31. Activate marketing by completing the collection of sponsors and growing a new list of coat fans and consumers. Activate constructing by working with big-time developers. 32. Activate public relations by getting land grants and permissions. Activate keeping up to date and tending by recording and being involved and included in all groups. 33. Educative unity, bigness of the project. Over 7,000 long spirals. Fragmentary, built in a day. 254 spirals in Texas, one for each county, going up in 26 years, costing $1 billion, 10 spirals built per year. 34. 10 high individual pieces of a set of 120 cabins. 50 long individual pieces of varying form on each different spiral but similar in form in the spiral itself. 35. Global interest/attraction. M.O.A.T as a charitable non-profit organization which multiplies money for charity from the sale of consumer goods. 36. Respect human potential, the process of making it easy and fair. Made of I-beam pieces for easy assembly. Choice of developer who contracts an army of work people. 37. Merge with sponsors for M.O.A.T consumer goods. Networking with easy-to-use technologies to make the organization's projects feasible. 38. Simple contracts by contributors which are tax write-offs. Simple floor plan designs, already made. A wrap of walls. Without interior walls in a worm fence engineered look. 39. Effect of light and rings. For a wall of I-beams to be constructed, 12 I-beams are stacked on top of each other like a worm fence. This makes a perimeter wall of 6 I-beams high with 6 spaces in between them. 40. The open-to-air, roofless design lets in light and the light passes through the open slots between the I-beams. The shadows on the ground are striped when the sun is out. 41. Walking through the passageways or around the monuments allows the viewer to experience an ultimate play of light and dark. Since the project of a M.O.A.T spiral curves, many wonderful and various light effects will be experienced from each differing perspective. 42. Creation passed on of M.O.A.T. The nice thing about M.O.A.T is that it may be built whenever a generation finds it useful. M.O.A.T projects are tourist attractions in Texas which will produce money for charity. 43. Built with a group of networkers, the funding cost will be paid off by individual donors at some time in the future. It takes 26 years to build all 254, 10 a year, each can be built easily in a day with the right team and planning. 44. Since people can use a tourist attraction which creates a series of permanent building events to raise money for charity, there is every reason to do it. It may be passed down to a generation ahead who wishes to activate the nonviolent change for others all around, to do some good for others who need help. 45. Integrated Arts, Texas, the lands. To build a spiral on land, land must be donated. Everything is in order to build. 46. The designs are ready. The work plan is prepared so that the construction crew can work with the I-beams. 47. The area must be prepared for the foundation. From the foundation up, the tourist attractions are stacked up to their perfect size. 48. Deliberative unity, public approval. M.O.A.T is controversial because it is designed to stir up public interest over a 26-year span and beyond. The demand for the tourist attractions to be built stem from the need to create and activate a secondary, non-profit agency, M.O.A.T, which provides goods for the consumer on and about M.O.A.T, giving much to charity each year. 49. Opponents will question whether or not this will be useful to themselves, but, meant for communities in need, they can choose either to accept or reject purchasing or donating to M.O.A.T. The concept is simple because it creates the demand to visit the beautiful attractions built on a grand and varying scale. 50. We wait to raise money for victims of schizophrenia, cancer, AIDS, and rape. M.O.A.T can do this better than any other way. 51. Schooling for beliefs, metal settle and the diversity of M.O.A.T. There are 254 different designs in M.O.A.T, all are the same, a spiral in a different county in Texas. The county and landscape changes and the shapes in the spiral change. 52. The monumental shapes zigzag and create many varieties of artistic experience. The M.O.A.T projects recognize the fairness of donations to charity, and we do not exclude to help anybody who needs it if we can. 53. Equality and justice and hope are what we seek by building tourist attractions for the victims of schizophrenia, cancer, AIDS, and rape. Varieties of products of coat, clothing, mugs, books, etc., will be sold to secure our promise to others to progress in our advancements of giving. 54. Fine scientific inquiry, presentation to others. M.O.A.T is a secular organization. M.O.A.T and COAT are neither state nor church/synagogue/mosque funded or allied. 55. Charity is a good enough cause not to have to provide reasons why it should be attempted, whether on a grand scale like M.O.A.T or not. We at M.O.A.T want to promote the idea that hope should be sought for all. 56. We believe out organizations will thrive and be successful, and the appearance of the final product will be very beautiful and interesting. The wisdom and intelligence behind the thinking of M.O.A.T arose naturally out of a concern for others with the love of visual architectural beauty and landscaping. 57. Spiral growth, like a ghost town. People walk in lines. A path that allows one to walk in a meandering way is provided as a result of wandering around any M.O.A.T project. 58. The overall landscaping of a M.O.A.T design is shaped as a spiral. The project appears to grow from the center and wrap around the landscape openly. 59. Spirals make the M.O.A.T projects appear as a kind of special village, or even a small town. All of the spirals point to the town Horatio, Arkansas as a solid anchor. Why? It references William Shakespeare and his play Hamlet, Horatio being Hamlet's best friend, whom Hamlet asks to tell the story of Hamlet so that Hamlet would not have a wounded name. 60. Method of life, steel for material. Steel is the chosen material in a M.O.A.T design. Steel is the only material. 61. The components in steel are the traditional strong and sturdy I-beam. The steel allows for permanent construction, meant to last, unlike such wood or plastic. 62. Steel is easy to work with. Steel is heavy, but it is designed to give the illusion of lightness. 63. Problems and conflicts, irregularity of corners. The individual cabins of a spiral construction are built in a right-angled form. The cabins zigzag around to enclose a space. 64. Each zigzag on a cabin was designed with the overall effect of making extraordinary light patterns and wall proportions. The zigzags make the cabins look irregular and abstract. 65. Many light experiments were what the completed shapes made visible. Zigzagging makes flexible the appearance of the cabins walls and creates an interesting composition each time. 66. Wall design. For each of the cabin walls, 6 bars, logs, or I-beams hover across a span. This is done by a worm fence stacking. 67. There are also 6 openings between the 6 horizontal spans across the wall. These openings and steel spans create awesome ways in which shadows and light can be viewed looking through the openings or seeing the shadows on the ground or other walls. 68. Each wall is 10 feet high. The longest that a wall of I-beams may be is 50 feet. 69. Educative nonviolence, land preparing and foundation. Several acres of land are what each M.O.A.T spiral rests on. All land must be prepared for the individual cabins to be built on. 70. A loose rocky flat surface is what the cabins and spirals exist on. The land can be donated or bought to contain the tourist Attractions. 71. The land must be free for the public to roam on. It can be easily tended. 72. Original art, construction effort collaboration. On the day of building, the developer and company must have prepared all the workers working. The builders have a day to complete the 120 cabins out of steel. 73. Trucks can lay the steel across in piles designated. The workers must use simple cranes to stack the piles into cabins. 74. When the teams of one cabin are through, they can help another team. When the inspector inspects each project to make sure it's safe, and each is, then the M.O.A.T. spiral project in that county is finished. 75. Educative arts, outrageousness. The projects of M.O.A.T. undertake a large-scale effort, done by paid employees and volunteers. All donors have to do is relax. 76. The way of being able to help victims of schizophrenia, cancer, AIDS, and rape does not require as much from individuals, they just need to rest. Like projects of Jean Christo and Richard Serra and other public-scale artists, M.O.A.T. is meant to have a similar impact, maybe bigger. 77. M.O.A.T. can generate revenue for the charities by selling M.O.A.T. related products. For M.O.A.T. to create the most revenue, the public must be interested and active in M.O.A.T. purchasing. 78. Approaches, everything is in order. M.O.A.T. came about as an idea to build public sculptures. At first, since there are designed popular big projects at an inexpensive cost, the additional business of M.O.A.T., the marketing of related products personally came only as an afterthought. 79. But, when both were combined, M.O.A.T. and M.O.A.T. clothing, mugs, doodads, books, and souvenirs, the idea to create a building event was made. One supposed that in time the projects of M.O.A.T. will be built, these ones designed for every county, a huge spiral for each, they being ready to go. 80. The generation following may take up this project if they can. The idea to make popular spots for M.O.A.T. also generates revenue for the counties which contains the spirals, keeping people moving when travelers journey to them in Texas. 81. Method of study, pragmatism. M.O.A.T. is a popular and successful way to be interesting and to provide a solution for a new public idea. As M.O.A.T. works, it becomes good for a win-win situation. 82. People buy M.O.A.T. inspired M.O.A.T. products over 26 years and more. They are interested also in visiting a Texas county with a M.O.A.T. spiral in it. 83. The poetry of the lands and M.O.A.T. is good. Communities can be inspired to be even more hopeful. 84. Anticipation. Every year over 26 years, 10 new spirals of our organization are built. The 10 added over 26 years fill the requirements of making an unique one for every county in Texas. 85. The public does not know when each project will be built. The public does not know for which counties that year will M.O.A.T. build a new spiral in Texas. 86. However, they can hope to see them when they are built. And, the marketing of the demand to seek hope will ensure a successful charitable venture. 87. Method of nonviolence, tourist attractions. 254 tourist attractions in Texas, around its vastness, is our goal. We believe that the structures will be popular for events and tourism. 88. The entire cost of the endeavor is $1 billion and it can make much more for the charities. Similar tourist attractions in cost are all around, but not in such a spread out way. 89. It would be a peaceful adventure to see the changes made by building M.O.A.T. The experimental nature of building popular attractions on a wide scale makes an appeal to the communities and individuals' imaginations and inspires hope and meaning. 90. Social beliefs, big event. 254 project spirals are designed 10 feet high is the height OS 120 I-beam cabins of each spiral. 91. Each project spiral covers several acres. The size is meant to draw people to them, as well as is their appearance. 92. The projects of M.O.A.T. are secular. There are no moralisms with which M.O.A.T. is associated. 93. Theory with practice, coat products and sales at gift shops and online. Coat clothes will be for sale. Coat books on M.O.A.T. will be sold. 94. Coat trinkets will be sold. Coat products also as souvenirs will be for sale at county M.O.A.T. franchise stores. 95. Coat products will be found online. Coat products will be found in stores. 96. Getting permission. Land for M.O.A.T. is needed. The county must approve the construction. 97. The engineers and builders can then work. We must raise 1/26 of funds for M.O.A.T. each year over 26 years. 98. We are targeting CEOs for funding, but anybody can help. The equipment must be allowed to be used for the constructors to work to complete the job. 99. Study relations, planning how to M.O.A.T. and coat. The designs are complete of M.O.A.T. spirals. 254. Designs. It is up to the developers and contractors to supervise the building process. 100. The marketers at M.O.A.T. must promote both M.O.A.T. to the public and COAT, its subsidiary non-profit organization. For the charities, the marketers of M.O.A.T. must also keep good public relations to ensure the public of what is happening on the M.O.A.T. events and scheduling. 101. $1 billion must be raised in M.O.A.T. funds, in a trust fund. Products and services of COAT must be coordinated with M.O.A.T. activities. 102. Play unity. Funds are provided to build M.O.A.T. constructions. The subsequent sale of COAT products will help victims in need. 103. A division of the COAT funds goes to providing help to individuals suffering from schizophrenia, whom we love. Another division of the COAT funds goes to helping the victims of cancer, whom we love. 104. Another division of COAT funds goes to helping the victims of AIDS, whom we love. And another division of COAT funds goes to helping the victims of rape, whom we love. 105. Theory and practice of subject matter, the good results. A good design is made. Well-built tourist attractions, the M.O.A.T. spirals are begun. 106. Individuals fairly contributed to the building. More individuals can gain from buying interesting COAT products. 107. The money raised from COAT goes to charities. People all around will feel happy for another good effort made in the progress of art and health. 108. Fine schooling, win-win situation. M.O.A.T. is a win-win situation. Once the materials are bought, the constructors can build. 109. The impact of M.O.A.T. is that it becomes for every Texas county in 26 years a great tourist attraction. COAT products that include M.O.A.T. related info, design, and advertising are sold for charity. 110. Charities get greater funds as a result. People feel good about helping those they love with their support. 111. Personalities. I, Billy McBride, am a designer of the 254 M.O.A.T. spiraling tourist attractions and their products. I do not get paid for M.O.A.T. efforts or COAT products. 112. I am 35 years old and live in San Antonio, Texas. My contact email is billy.mcbride@gmail.com. 113. I have also written and published 40 books at www.lulu.com under the storefront billy.mcbride about M.O.A.T. and other topics. I also have organized most of the beginning efforts of making the M.O.A.T. projects feasible through this paper and other ways. 114. Poetry. M.O.A.T. is designed to appear beautiful. If it also give others special meanings, we are grateful. 115. We want the M.O.A.T. project to be successful, to inspire others and to give hope to all. M.O.A.T. is a secular effort, neither state nor church/synagogue/mosque funded. 116. The poetry of the monumental outrageousness around Texas should seem at least something which can be built upon, described, and redscribed to suit the imagination of others. I feel happy to meditate upon what the monuments and quote mean to me. 117. Subject matter is social, romance of the communities. Freedom and hope for individuals and the communities. Progress. Teams and groups work better being fair to include many in their projects. Communities around the spirals matter to us. 118. We want the towns and counties to benefit from tourism as well. We especially want to help the charities out as best we can. 119. The best way to help charities we feel is to make our M.O.A.T. project succeed. All people have imaginations which when activated can be used to make trials and errors of what can be best for the growth of the communities to which they belong. 120. Integrated unity, teamwork and schedule. We at M.O.A.T. work in 4 ways. M.O.A.T. marketers network and schedule the building and beautiful presentations. 121. M.O.A.T. fundraisers network to grow the revenue for the trust fund. M.O.A.T. constructors build and organize in a team on the schedule. 122. M.O.A.T. public relations groups help the communities understand the projects. This enables the coat suppliers and gift shops to make money for the charities. 123. Method for beliefs, success now and in the future. So far M.O.A.T. is prepared to work. We have the successful designs made. 124. The years ahead will ensure a positive outcome. The future generations and those after them matter much too. So many people and our sacrifice to them is not without its own reward. 125. We will see great monuments built. This is the fundamental plan of M.O.A.T. and COAT, to coordinate well together to maximize happiness for others. Ahead of us in time. 126. Educative practice, training of contributors. Marketers need training. They need to review the project so that they may understand how it is. 127. The same applies to fundraisers of M.O.A.T. Constructors of M.O.A.T. are easily prepared to build when the time calls for it by expert land developers. 128. Public solutions experts will inform the public through the media of its doings in M.O.A.T. M.O.A.T. is a grads project, but it is not too difficult to achieve if done right. 129. Social theory, finding sponsors. M.O.A.T. fundraisers ask for many people to pay for M.O.A.T. As it is being paid off, coat products and the gift shops will sell to be useful. 130. We ask those who can pay for M.O.A.T. to fund it. Anybody can help pay for it. 131. However, we want basically to ask for sponsors from popular companies. Bulk emails will also allow others who could be potential funders to be exposed to M.O.A.T. 132. Sightseers who come. A M.O.A.T. project is a tourist attraction. We expect Texans and other visitors from other places to see the monument spirals. 133. To have built, at the end of 26 years of building, all 254 M.O.A.T. spirals will create a demand to visit different ones in the 254 different Texas counties. We expect it to be a beautiful and awe-inspiring experience. To walk on the several acres of donated land to see the different elements which make up a M.O.A.T. design. 134. There are several ways to walk in and around a M.O.A.T. spiral, and it would be like visiting a small village of open cabins each time. The cabins, built of I-beams, are meant to be permanent structures to withstand the elements like a bridge. 135. Find deliberative unity, working out negotiations. M.O.A.T. marketers must present packets like this one for approval from the county. The citizens and others who will see it are not necessarily asked to pay for one, only if they want, may more funding be raised. 136. All M.O.A.T. money goes to a trust fund to pay for the construction and doing of it. The name The Monumental Outrageousness Around Texas may sound funny to some, but it is outrageous. Monumentally, to experiment with art and charity on a grand level, why settle for just a little to get for charity when you can get a lot? 137. Sponsors must be persuaded by our plan. M.O.A.T. can be built without problems when sponsors help us. 138. Scientific beliefs, media marketing. Some days we at M.O.A.T. and M.O.A.T. must help others in the public understand our purpose. The media will be one way to get the word out. 139. We look to create a clean public image and keep it fair to all. M.O.A.T. is a public art project. 140. The people of M.O.A.T. must be willing to have some media marketing when necessary. This paper provides an outline of where to find the initial order and organization OS the M.O.A.T's purpose as well as quotes. 141. Otherness over plot, raising our good sparks. It is nice to understand that people who need help are getting it. They, who are dependent on others for medical help, can be directly aided in our way. 142. All individuals in the community are people who we want to see do good, and lead productive lives with a purpose. Creativity, the community, hope and peace are our means to keep up the progress of being within groups. 143. A consensus is a great idea for the way we find hope. M.O.A.T. is meant to inspire the desire our love of all men, to borrow from Ralph Waldo Emerson, to help us lift our good sparks and activate us to be the best we can be through our words and deeds. 144. Integrated scientific unity, poor victims we want to help. We have a goal at M.O.A.T. to help 4 different charities through the sale perpetually of M.O.A.T. products. Schizophrenic victims, whom we love, are one of our concerns for our gifts. 145. Cancer victims, whom we love, also would benefit through the non-profit organization of M.O.A.T. and its sales. AIDS victims, whom we love, happen to be worldwide and also are our concern. 146. Rape victims, whom we love, again deserve to get extra help to recover by extra funding for restoring them to their best selves. May these victims get the help they need with the funding to create programs for their recovery. 147. Design flaws. Engineers check for flaws. The monuments are built. 148. Inspectors go around before they are open to the public. They make sure everything is prepared for safety. 149. They also make sure the details are right for public approval. A M.O.A.T. spiral's ground is also tended when needed. 150. We are asking for funds. We will need $1 billion to build all the 254 M.O.A.T. spirals. We can divide it up that 10 spirals are built per year so that we need to fund only on a year-to-year basis. 151. We ask for people to contribute money. The banks will set up payment plans to those individuals, which work the same as a home or car mortgage. 152. We feel that we can with reason find not just the right amount of sponsors, but that they will want to help. Since they are paying for a kind of charity, there may be tax write-off benefits for donating to the building of M.O.A.T. 153. Subject matter, having the plan ready for future generations. This is our outline in these pages you are reading for M.O.A.T. Since it is an outline, but comprehensive, it must be given Thought. 154. We need to keep it in our minds at M.O.A.T. that the obstacles for our project are there, but with good planning, they can be overcome. If this lifetime isn't right for the building of M.O.A.T. and the charities of M.O.A.T., we let it be for a future generation. 155. We believe in time it will work. We hope that that time is ours and now. 156. Experiment, a cultural economic social experiment. M.O.A.T. is a cultural experiment. It allows the public to experience a series of peaceful events in anticipation for the next series. 157. 10 M.O.A.T. spirals a year for 26 years to make 254, 1. In each county in Texas, is our goal. It is also an economic experiment that we are trying out. 158. Perhaps the outrageousness lies in the fact that it is so grand a project, and group-oriented. Yet, without giving it a try, we will not know if it will help others economically who need the assistance in this way. 159. Method of being interesting, prediction. It is our prediction that 4 things will happen as a result of building M.O.A.T. People will buy, over 26 years and beyond, M.O.A.T. and M.O.A.T. products of which the revenue goes directly to charities of the victims of schizophrenia, cancer, AIDS, and rape, whom we love. 160. The M.O.A.T. projects will look architecturally wonderful. The M.O.A.T. projects will inspire others to try similar projects for our charity. 161. The people who are victims of disease and abuse will find extra hope in a good cause. If these predictions are not immediate, we expect another generation ahead to be called to help. 162. Social reminder, opponents/rivals. Who does not like what we are proposing? If people are inspired to help, will there be a counter-movement? Or apathy? 163. There are flaws to everything. The flaws are built into the process. 164. We believe everything is in order at M.O.A.T. to get a good project begun. The opponents or rivals of M.O.A.T. are those whom we ask to find better solutions for the community for enacting social progress experiments, if they can, and we wish them to luck. 165. Pairs. There are 120 cabins to a spiraling M.O.A.T. project. Every 2 cabin set is in a symmetrical pair. 166. This makes 60 pairs of cabins in a spiral to make an inner and outer spiral with a kind of passageway in between. The I-beams on a cabin reach a height of 10 feet, 120 inches. 167. There are 6 rows of I-beams to each cabin wall. Each I-beam is 10 high. 168. Denial. We understand that this M.O.A.T. project is big, but not impossible. It may be hard to conceive of at first, but a gradual meditation of its power to do actual good is what we have already arrived at. 169. Some may not believe that they amount the gift shops and M.O.A.T. products will exceed 1 billion, but we are optimistic. It is good and has come about through a gradual development of a single idea. 170. The idea that society can be kindly persuaded to buy what interests them, in our M.O.A.T. project for charities, is what we have hoped for from our beginning 13 years ago. It should be a hit from the very first M.O.A.T. spiral built. 171. Ingenuity. A good design also has its benefits of construction. M.O.A.T. cabins of a spiral are easy to construct. 172. They are approved by engineers to produce an effect of lightness and grace. The worm fence, similar to log cabins, construction method will allow for just of a team of 2 or 3 to manually assemble from a pile of I-beams the cabin. 173. About 400 workers can work on one spiral at a time. A M.O.A.T. construction, 1 of 10 in a year, 254 in all, can be built in one day with inexpensive equipment. 174. Construction phase. Constructors working on M.O.A.T. are trained by subcontractors. Videos can help in training all who work on M.O.A.T. 175. Piles of I-beams are placed by trucks at cabin points. Then a team of 2 or 3 assemble the 10 feet high, 120 inches. Cabin for the 120 cabins. 176. The cooperative effort of all 400 workers working simultaneously is what will build a spiral of M.O.A.T. in a day, one of 254 over 26 years. Finally, inspectors make safe for the public the constructions by attending to the details and correcting any flaws in workmanship. 177. The imagination. We all of us need to build upon the foundations of what we see and hear. The imagination does this work for us. 178. We need to make the effort to cultivate our education by experimenting with what we can think and practice. To meditate upon our good deeds is a true blessing of being alive. 179. Since we cannot live without others, we gravitate towards communities and groups. The individual may be inspired when part of some good effort, but the good effort stagnates without each individual. 180. Public art, tourist attraction. Granting public approval for the M.O.A.T. tourist attractions to be built is overwhelming as it is good. The value of public art has yet to reach a perpetual consensus. 181. However, the design and organization of M.O.A.T. hopes to promote great art with a great service to the public. It is designed on a large scale because we do not want to settle for anything less but the best service which we may attempt for our fellow communities. 182. We separate our private interest from the public in order to be more inclusive to new ideas. The monumental outrageousness around Texas is still a project outdoors on the horizon. 183. Finance. 184. Other books of related interest. M.O.A.T. fundraising. The wonder and love of M.O.A.T. Shell, M.O.A.T. and barriers. Blind Texas, how books relate to M.O.A.T. The transcendence, beauty and progress.